Hey there, friends. Quick video, very quick video, live video, of course. I don't know if you guys are doing the whole Super Bowl thing today or not, but the U.S. has shot down a third unidentified flying object this weekend. This is a report that just came out. This is in addition to the balloon, the spy balloon from last weekend that was shot down. It would appear that as a short time ago, this afternoon, the United States shot down a third flying object this weekend on Sunday afternoon. It is also the fourth object the U.S. has shot down since a suspected Chinese spy balloon was shot down on February 4th. So between February 4th and today, the 12th, in the last 8 days, we have shot four things down over essentially North American airspace. And I say that because, of course, you know, the balloon was shot down off the coast of South Carolina last week, and we shot something down, I believe it was over Montana yesterday, and the two other things were shot down actually in Canadian airspace. The latest takedown, which occurred over Canadian airspace, was announced by Representative Bergman, who said he has been in contact with the Department of Defense. The U.S. military has decommissioned, that's the word they're using. I love the terminology they use to make sure that we don't alert anybody or scare anyone or have anybody really thinking something's not right here. But they have decommissioned another object over Lake Huron. Let's see. There was something interesting that I want to show. The object was shaped like an octagon and was at an altitude of 20,000 feet, supposedly posing a hazard to commercial air flights. Commercial air flights obviously are flying around that 30,000 30,000 foot level. Essentially, that's their cruising altitude. So getting up and coming down that 20,000 certainly would have fallen in the way of that. The Federal Aviation Administration announced a temporary flight restriction over Lake Michigan at 12:02 this afternoon, and then at 4:22 is when they shot this object down. This is the thing that gets me. Officials have not yet determined who launched the objects or what the intended purpose could be. Quote, these objects did not closely resemble and were much smaller than a Chinese balloon, and we will not definitively characterize them until we can recover the debris, which we are working on. The thing that bothers me is we have no answers. Here we have not shot anything down probably ever over U.S. airspace, at least that we know of. And now we've shot four things down in the last 8 days in North American airspace. Obviously, anything above in Canada is going to be considered a threat to the United States because there's nothing that anybody wants in Canada. So obviously, it would be their focus would be here. So it just bothers me that we've got zero answers. No one's talking about this. Everybody's hush-hush about it. No one is raising alarms right now. No one is saying that we should be concerned. Everyone's blowing it off. Oh, it's just another thing. Last week, it was just a balloon. It was just a spy balloon that we let fly all the way to our East Coast from one end to the other and then go offshore before we decided we wanted to shoot it down, allowing it to complete its full mission at that point. And now we're shooting unidentified things down, and they're coming right out and saying that they are not similar to the Chinese spy balloon. So what are they? And this one's octagonally shaped. So we have an 8-sided thing that we shot down. What is this thing we shot down? I understand you can't directly identify it because it was in the air. You didn't go up to it and poke it and touch it and smell it. But I doubt it takes that long to decipher what it was. I'm sure they knew what it was as it was in the air. It's not like we didn't have things flying around there observing it. In other words, if they shut down that airspace this weekend, like earlier today, what did they say? At noon they shut down the airspace? Yeah, 12 noon over Lake Michigan. If they shut down the airspace, that's so they could get a better look at it. They wanted to make sure that there were no commercial flights or even private flights so they could get closer, fly closer to it and get a much better view of it to determine what in the world it was. Obviously, if they shot it down, they assumed it was some kind of threat because, let's face it, it's over Lake Michigan. They shot it down there. There's still things over there that it could have fallen on. They allowed the Chinese spy balloon to fly across the entire country last week before they shot it down. So if they shot this one down over Canada and the United States, clearly they thought it was at least as much of a threat as what that Chinese balloon was, or else they would not have shot it down. Just very peculiar. This is a good example, guys, of why I don't trust government. They're not going to tell us the truth. This could be a major threat and this could be nothing, but we're not going to find out. We're going to have to use other alternative means of news like YouTube or like digging in other places, because what's going to come through the mainstream media is not going to be accurate. It's not going to be what we're really looking for as far as answers go. So we have to go out there and try to do our own, I guess you could call it, journalism as a group journalism, and that's what I think people are doing now. We have a bunch of us, meaning you guys and us, who are going out there combing actual data online and trying to decipher what the real issue is and what it could be and what we're dealing with. Because as an American citizen, I'm concerned. I want to know what we keep shooting down that's flying over our airspace. I want to know that. I don't want to be pacified and made to think that everything is okay. I don't want to panic either. If it's nothing to worry about, that's fine. I'm not looking for a reason to get excited. But I get excited whenever you lie to me. I get excited when you don't tell me what's out there, because I want to know the truth. And I want to make up my mind for myself if I need to worry about it, if I need to worry about my family, if I need to worry about my neighbors. I want to decide what I'm going to be worried about. I don't need the federal government telling me when to worry and when not to worry. Tell me the truth and let me determine if it's an issue or a threat to me. And they're not doing that right now. That's why the American people do not trust the federal government and they don't trust the media, because they hide things from us and they lie to us. And this is a perfect example of that right now. This is one of those situations that we will never hear the full truth. They are processing the truth right now, and that's why they're waiting. Tomorrow we will hear a processed truth, and that's it. And God forbid they interfere with the Super Bowl today. They certainly don't want to panic anybody because we have a big game that's going to be on TV later on tonight, right? Oh my God. We can't disrupt the halftime show of the Super Bowl. So let's keep this quiet until Monday morning, if we hear anything Monday morning. But again, they're processing the facts right now, and they're going to mold this into a story that is not going to be true whenever it finally does come out. Guys, please be safe, be vigilant, head on a swivel. I don't think anybody needs to panic, but I think everybody should be on alert right now. I don't think now is the time to be pacified by somebody coming on TV and saying, you got nothing to worry about. I don't trust that person.